Justin Herbert, he could potentially be one of the biggest mistakes of the draft because you overdraft him, which means you have to play him immediately.
Right.
Not that he's an untalented, but you overdraft him, you play him immediately.
You guys know that whole football thing? Yeah, Justin Herbert is very good at that. Herbert was drafted 6th overall out of Oregon to the Los Angeles Chargers. And coming out of school, there are some real criticisms of him. Some of those would be that he is too conservative, only had one read, fumbling issues, even that he was shy. As shown earlier, ESPN's Emmanuel Acho and Dominique Foxworth were very low on Justin, even saying he could potentially be one of the biggest mistakes of the draft. Leadership was a main concern for him, which is why I brought up the shy thing. That was probably the biggest reason teams were scared to draft him, because he's weirdly antisocial for an NFL caliber player. Despite these weaknesses, Herbert was still drafted very high, right behind other quarterbacks like Tua Tagovailoa and Joe Burrow. But the consensus in Herbert is that he was going to be the next draft bust. If you look up Justin Herbert draft, one of the first videos that comes up says he's going to be a bust. But 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions later is seen as one of the next franchise guys in the National Football League. Although he is 0-4, every single game he started has been a one-possession game. It's gone head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes, Teddy Bridgewater, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees, all proven veterans and 3 future Hall of Famers. It's hard for a rookie to come in and win those big games against quarterbacks like that. So can you really blame him for his record? Personally, I do not think so. The game in New Orleans against the Saints was incredible. 264 yards, 4 touchdowns, and no turnovers. Chargers had the lead for a lot of that game, and he outplayed one of the best quarterbacks of all time in Drew Brees. Again, in New Orleans, which is very difficult. That was an amazing game that could have ended in a Michael Badgley game winner, but he missed the kick. Mike Williams had a chance to convert on 4th down in overtime, but Marshawn Lattimore made an amazing tackle to save the game for the Saints after having an overall bad game. Watching Herbert play is a great thing to see. As stated earlier, there were many concerns about him going into the draft, and he has proven all of his haters wrong. He makes throws that you would really not expect, like the throw to Keenan Allen against the Chiefs, and the one to Mike Williams against the Saints. That catch from Mike up was just insane. Those two guys are a huge reason why Herbert has had an amazing start, along with Hunter Henry and Eckler when healthy. Weapons around Justin are insane, as I just mentioned, having one of the best receivers in the league, one of the best deep threats, and most underrated receivers in the league, a good tight end, one of the best pass-catching running backs in the league, and another good pass-catching running back in Justin Jackson. With Eckler hurt for the next few weeks, Herbert's going to have to do a lot more through the air than expected. The upcoming weeks without Austin will prove to be crucial for Herbert to show how good he really is and prove his haters wrong that being shy does not mean you are not a leader. Not all lead by being loud. Herbert leads by example, not by speeches or off-the-field actions, rather showing everyone what he can do with his arm. To me, that is the most important type of leadership in sports. That sort of pace-setting leadership style drives others to perform for him, makes him want to work harder for a guy like Justin. Although the Chargers only have one win, which was under Tyrod Taylor, he still shows that he is a winner, going to the big games against big competition, making them close games. The wins will come with experience and time. Chargers might turn around and win a lot of games sooner rather than later. The win should come soon due to how good that team really is. The defense has a lot of talent, even with the Melvin Ingram injury. They still have Bosa, Casey Hayward, Chris Harris Jr. is hurt right now, Denzel Perriman, and Kenneth Murray at linebacker. There's just a lot of great players at each position. Obviously, they also have Derwin James, but he is out for another 5 to 7 months, so he will not play this season. But having that much talent on a team at some point or another will lead to wins, especially with how close their games are against some of the better teams in their league. They definitely are going over 500 this season. Playoffs, though? I don't think so. There are too many good teams in the AFC. The AFC North will have at least 2, maybe 3 playoff teams. The AFC South will have 2 or 3 if the Texans can turn around. The AFC West, the Chargers division, may have 2. The AFC East will have 2. So I do not see a path for them to make the playoffs in the 7-seeded playoff format. Despite the probable playoff miss, I see Herbert winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. He's outplaying Joe Burrow, the other main candidate. Now, is that due to skill or talent around him? Who knows? But I also have not been a Burrow fan because one season in college should not determine how good a prospect is, especially with the team he had around him. Don't get me wrong, Joe Burrow is great, but right now, Herbert is playing better. Through the first 4 games of his career, Justin Herbert is showing that he was worth the 6th overall pick, while being able to hold his own against some of the league's best quarterbacks. Now, will this production hold up? I think so. There's too many good players around him, along with a good coach in Anthony Lynn, for him not to continue producing at the level he's playing at. When Eckler comes back, Herbert will be more efficient, which seems very difficult because he has completed 68.8% of his passes with a 107.1 quarterback rating. But I think it'll definitely happen. Having a good running game for a rookie quarterback is very key to their success, as well as having a check down option. Well, Austin Eckler provides both of those. since he is an elite pass catcher out of the backfield and a good runner. Justin Herbert the rest of the season will be an amazing rookie, possibly break some rookie statistical records. His talent is undeniable if you watch the tape, which I hope most people have, because it is very fun to watch. With all that being said, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning to Fanatic Sports, and also, thank you for all the support in the last video. Hope you all liked this video. If you did, please subscribe and hit that like button. It only takes like 2 seconds. Also, follow me on Instagram, @FanacSports25, and on Twitter, @FanacSports. Now, before I go, do you think Justin Herbert can be the face of the Chargers and one of the best quarterbacks in the league in the near future?